What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my channel. My name is Olga Onuzola Nuning, and if you're new to my channel and you're into tarot, symbolism, healing, well-being, goddess energy, feminine energy, but also harmonizing with the divine masculine energy, with the divine feminine, that is, subscribe to my channel. I am going to do a tarot tag, a hashtag VR to this tag called Tarotcommunitybuild, which is perfect because I've been wanting to reconnect with this community. I create content to express myself. I create content to share my insights and also to promote my spiritual business, which you can also find my services on onuzola.com. But yeah, also to connect. And I have been connecting with the tarot community back in 2020, and I got some very nice friends out of that. I did the tarot 31 days of tarot challenge that year, but due to my pregnancy and my baby, and we have been moving last year, I haven't been very active in this community, so most of you guys don't know me yet, and this is perfect to reintroduce myself. And I needed that water. So I'll jump into the prompts, the questions. So the tag is created by Crescent Dreams Tarot, and I think I got this tag through Empress Song Gita's channel, but I'm not sure. But shout out to her anyways, because I adore her. I'll link them below. And so the questions, I wrote them down because I have to be very efficient with my time. So the first question is, what's your name? Well, name, preferred pronouns, channel name if you have one. I already mentioned them. My name is Olga Nuning. Onuzola is my second name, also my artist name, and my channel was under that name for a very long time, and to be honest, I might change it back. Onuzola is a name created through the combination of my first and last name, Olga Nuning, and then Zola is added after it. I got this name in 2010 or 11, 10, 9 maybe, I don't know. So Zola means earth, also ball of earth. It also means calm, and it also means productivity, and the combination of Onu Zola means holistic new earth, which suits my name. Well, Olga also means healing and holy, and Nuning. My parents and grandparents are Dutch, so as far as I know, Nuning is Dutch. However, the sounds sound very Kemetic, and I'm not saying that I have roots there, although it is possible that I have connections, but that's another story. Anyways, Nun is the primordial chaos from which everything was created, and then Ankh is the key of life. So my name has a wonderful vibration, I think. And then Oracle Olga is my channel name at the moment because I figured it's easier for people to find me that way, and also to remember my name, because Onuzola is so unique, and Oracle Olga is just a bit more catchy, and I like the name of Oracle because it's so mystic and free. You know, the Oracle can tell you everything. It can be very straightforward and give you insights and inspiration, but at the same time it can be mysterious and mystical, vague, riddles type of thing. So it allows me to be my feminine self, being my divine goddess self. On to the next question. what first got you into tarot, and if you have a channel, why did you create it? So what first got me into tarot was I knew of its existence back in the day, and it always intrigued me. And then in, I think, 2013, I found a book in a thrift store, and it was like a very hidden, messy thrift store below the ground, actually, in Amsterdam. And it wasn't even laying presented in a bookshelf closet or anything. It just, I found a treasure, and I was like, tarot, yes. I always felt intrigued by it and wanted to study it, so I bought the book. But I didn't really use it for a couple of years. And then, what year was it? I think maybe a year later. So many things happened in 2013. It almost feels like 4 years. Is this the camera? Yeah. I think the next year I got in contact with an acquaintance of mine, Raphael. I always give him a shout out when someone asks me this question, because he was then involved with a place called Major Mannen in Amsterdam, which is a very alternative clubhouse, I'd say. The people there are very esoteric, and they were planning to create a healing center. Well, I think Raphael was planning to. Sad story, because we never went through with it. But anyways, we were talking about tarot. I don't know if he or I started talking about that, but I was like, I sparked up and I said, yes, I've been wanting to learn that. And he wanted me to do crystal healing there and do tarot readings there, but I never did it yet. Well, tarot, I wasn't reading tarot. I never studied tarot, and I'm really about quality and not quantity. And I work from a pure state of heart and with pure intentions, and I want to offer something real and not just act like, So I told him I first want to study this properly. And the reason why I wanted to study it before I met Raphael is because of its symbolism. And I'm an artist, I'm a painter, and I've always been interested in symbolism. And I figured learning tarot is such an amazing umbrella of all types of symbolism. So that was actually what initially interested me in the tarot, simply to study its symbolism as inspiration for my art, and as well as my personal development. And then around that same time, one day I was hanging in the city center with Raphael, and we went to the American bookstore, and he was like, we're buying you a tarot deck today. And that was my first deck, which is the Thought deck. And I brought it upstairs. Well, you all know the Thought deck. And then in 2015, my healing journey started, and I experienced lovely support from the tarot during my healing journey. And that was actually what made me, after studying it and healing with it, that's what made me to become a professional tarot reader and also help others heal. So, question number 3. What is your tarot aesthetic? Eclectic and holistic, and lots of detail, artistic, natural. There has to be a deep study that has been done. Yeah, that's what I wrote down, and that's basically it. I don't like mass market decks. I don't like simplistic decks. I love eclectic, holistic decks where I can find a lot of things. And yeah, the person who created it there has to be, yeah. Some decks are so, I don't know, quickly made, and I don't like that. Number 4. What tarot system is your favorite and which do you want to learn? So my favorite is the Thoth system because of what I mentioned before, because it's so holistic. It's the most eclectic and inclusive, I wrote down. And also interracial, and I appreciate the reference to Kemet and the original knowledge. And I also love the Wildwood Tarot because it goes by the Wheel of the Year. I brought my decks, but I don't see them. Oh, I put it here. My thoughts. She's falling apart. Lovely. And my Wildwood, I modified it years ago. So this goes by the Wheel of the Year. Most people know this as well. It connects the most to my European pre-Christian roots, and to me it's very important to be connected to the seasons and to nature of the land here where I live. And what system I like to learn? I like to learn this one more, the Book of Doors Divination deck. It's a Kemetic deck, and the thing that I appreciate very much about this deck is that it has the original names, well, or more original names than most people know. So Isis is Oset, Osiris is Osar, and it has a very interesting system with an 8-sided dice. So you can throw the dice twice and then you get one of the doors. And so besides pre-Christian paganism, I'm interested in Kemetic spiritualism. Just because I appreciate the origin of this knowledge very much. It feels so pure, and this deck is, you know, honoring it in a proper way, I feel like. I saw this deck on a Atypical channel a little while ago, which was nice because I haven't seen this deck often on the net. So I highly recommend if you are into non-traditional decks. Oh, and I also like the I Ching and the Owens divination tool with the sticks. Druids, Celtic, I think, but don't mind me if I'm incorrect. Top 3 favorite major arcana. The Empress and Art or Temperance were easy ones. Because 3 is my life path number. And Temperance is, or art in the Thoth system, really, I'm a Sun Gemini, although very different story. Most of us actually have a different sun sign than we think, but subscribe to my channel if you're like, what? But even then, my Mars and Mercury would be in Gemini, so I have big Gemini influence in my natal chart. And Temperance has this balancing, moving dance adjustment, and that's how I experience life. That's one of the things that I thrive to live by, to harmonize. And third, I think I wrote down here the Hanged Man, but that's a new favorite of mine, which, yeah, it became a new favorite of mine. I think it's my card from this year or last year, which is a bit similar to why I like the Temperance card. Really taking the time to reflect on things and contemplate, and if needed, to sacrifice, to gain insights, to gain new insights for healing and also paradigm shift, and not simply do what others have done, finding new ways, even if that means not taking the easy road. So next question. Favorite suit of the miners and why? I found that a bit difficult, but I wrote down the Suit of Cups, and that's just what I felt at that moment, what I feel today, and that's because it's what we need now the most, I think, to heal together. We have to step out of the analytical mind. We have to slow ourselves down, but also connect with our emotions. We need healing. People need to cry. People need to cry. This waterfall needs to go out. It's starting, it's ready to burst. Let the waters flow. Do not stagnate. Let that river, how do you say that? Roar? No, that's what a lion does. What's that word? We need to clean our personal rivers. A pool of water that don't have any movement rots. Next. Which of the chords would you consider as your significator? That was a difficult one as well, because I see myself in all. Long time I saw myself as the Queen of Swords because of my Sun in Gemini and Moon in Libra, although I learned that my Sun is actually in Taurus. But from when I was little, I learned that my rising and Venus is in Taurus anyway, so my major aspects in my natal chart don't really change that much. But on the day that I wrote this down, which was like 3 days ago or something, I felt like now I feel like the Queen of Discs, which is funny because check my nails. I don't know if you can see it. No, not really. They look pretty clean. But yesterday I was working in the garden. I'm a mother. I'm a stay-at-home mom, although I work from home as well, my spiritual business. So I'm really about the home and about the material things, about nurturing. Yeah. And I never really felt like the Queen of Discs before, so it's a new layer that I'm experiencing, I think. Slowing down, like I said. Yeah, we also need earth a lot. Earth and water. Cardstock. Question about cardstock. I guess it was something like, do you care about cardstock? Is cardstock a big deal for you? Question 8. No and yes. No, because to me it's more about the images. As I mentioned before, being eclectic and everything, or holistic, deep, profound. And yes, because some cardstock is just like I need to be able to shuffle properly, and some cardstock is just way too thin or way too thick to do that. I have some amazing decks, but the cardstock is so thick, like you can barely shuffle it, and I don't like that. But you know, it's funny because a lot of times those are the fancier decks. Um, Next question is, do you read for others? As I mentioned before, yes, I read for others. I have a spiritual practice, a spiritual business. Check it at onuzola.com. I link my website below. I offer several types of readings. I also have a new service called, I think I called it Empress Priestess Service, where you can book 2 video calls with me. But the description now is in Dutch, but if you feel like you want something deeper than just one reading, you can book that, and I'll explain that service another time more deeply. And then number 10, number one deck you are excited to have come out this year. Yeah, so I'm not a huge tarot collector. So when I read this question, I was like, I have no idea. I haven't been checking that out. But I simply Googled news tarot decks 2023, and I found 2. But I chose one, and it's called the Förhäxa Tarot. Förhäxa Tarot, which is coming out in October. And it's a super witchy deck. And it's modern, but it's whimsical, and it's a new style that I don't have in my collection yet, and I would love a copy. And then there are lightning round questions, coffee or tea, both. First thing I do in the morning, obviously, waking up with my baby boy. But first thing I do for myself is 1 cup of coffee. But during out the day, I prefer tea. I love herbal tea blends. I harvest and grow my own as well. I use it as medicine. Then colors or monochrome. Oh, colors, definitely. Cats or dogs? Cats, definitely. I mean, can you tell? I have a cat as well. I grew up with cats. I am a cat. Flora or fauna? That was a mean question. That was such a mean question. I can't. Sorry. I can't. Flora or fauna? I can't. No, I can't. Favorite time of the day? That used to be the night. But now that I'm a mom, I actually learned to love the morning. Favorite things beside tarot? I didn't wrote these things down. I don't know. Favorite things besides tarot? I think I mentioned them already. I'm an artist. I love books. I have so many books, you guys. I have so many books. And obviously I love my family, my man and our son, and my cat, as I mentioned. And I love all types of antique things. I love essential oils. And I love to study. I love to contemplate, as I mentioned before. I want to learn every day. I study things every day. And I love to sleep. I barely sleep now with a baby boy. I would love to sleep some more. I love gardening. I love cooking. And I'm a very eclectic cook. I cook all types of dishes. I love yoga. I did a yoga teacher study before I got pregnant. Actually, I finished it when I was pregnant. I was supposed to start doing yoga classes um, because I planned to work together with a yoga studio owner, but I got pregnant. The corona um, pandemic started, and she sold the studio, so that went on a different route. But one day I will, because I love it, and it's a beautiful lifestyle, and it's also so holistic, and yeah, it offers so much. It's a wonderful path. I think that was it, guys. 25 minutes. Thank you so much for watching. I enjoyed this tag. Um, if I find the time, I would like to do some more tags, and I will also check some of your videos out. If you find me through this tag, let me know if you've done it as well, so I'll check your video out. And yeah, check out my other vids. I've been active lately, also doing different type of videos, very slow, easy, feminine, calm readings, and I will do more. So peace and thank you. Bye.